Welcome back to the Catch-Up. I'm joined by the guy that he went to the Warriors, came back sick, and then you had to basically be a Warrior yourself to get through Magic Round. How was that?
Yeah, I had a bit of Ruben Wiki about me, I'm not going to lie. I went over to Auckland. There was a couple of CBAs in distress and I went to save the day. Sitting on the plane back, Kat, and you know when you can just feel yourself getting sick?
Oh, worst feeling ever.
I feel it in my plums. I was like, oh, this is not good. And this is arguably the biggest week of rugby on the rugby league calendar and I'm going to be sick for it. And as you've now learnt firsthand, when I get sick, Kat, oh boy, you bet I get sick and I carry on like an absolute fucking infant lost child.
You do a little bit, but I also think you
a little bit. No. Let's not beat around the bush.
Nice, eh?
I'm the carry-on king when I'm sick,
and that's okay. It's okay because you still showed up. You still did what you needed to do, but being at Magic Round with you, whenever I wasn't with you, it was Kat, where's Roo? Kat, where's Roo? Everywhere I turn, it was, where's Guru?
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, people did care that you were absent.
You know what annoys me the most about I think and I'm not sure if it's all women or just the woman that I spend a lot of time with, but my wife, when she's sick, is probably the most resilient person of all time.
God bless.
She's fucking tough as nails and I am the complete and utter opposite. And she's got no sympathy for me whatsoever. So last week was a tough carry.
Yeah. I do think though that when people kind of joke about the man flu, it's because it does seem to hit men a little different to women. But
does it hit us harder or do we just not handle it as well?
I don't know because I've never experienced life as a man, but flus do suck, but they do seem to really knock you for 6.
Oh, mate, they hit me for 7. I'm in all sorts and I got the flu. So went over to Auckland, came back. That was all good. Was sick as a dog. We went up to Magic Round though. Kat made her debut.
I did.
We'll talk about it on the podcast and everything in a little bit more detail, but it kicked off on Thursday, Kat.
Yep. So we flew up Thursday morning. We were very lucky that Classic had organised for us to meet up with the Dolphins. So we went straight to Redcliffe and had a chat with Isaiah Katoa, Kurt Donahoe and Oren Keeley. So, I mean, all young guys, essentially CBAs, you could say.
Yeah.
And we got to chat to them a bit about, I suppose, the club structure at the moment, what it's like playing as a relatively newer club in the league, but then also what it's like being coached by Wayne Bennett, what they think of Wolfie, who's obviously coming in next season. Yeah, it was a good chat.
It was, and I before we do, I'll obviously show you that video and those interviews. Obviously, a big shout out to the Dolphins social media team, Kat, because like in such a busy week with Magic Round and just in any week of the NRL, like a lot of clubs are a little bit cagey about what you can say, what you can't say, what you can see, what you can't say. The Dolphins were open door policy. They were come in, we'll get the 3 boys. The 3 boys were fantastic. They were, they showed up on time. They were having a laugh. They were having a giggle, taking the piss out of each other.
Yeah.
Nothing was off the record. It was all fantastic. And you guys would have seen as well. I had to do an ad for Game Day Squad. And I literally said to Izzy Katoa as he was walking out, hey, mate, can I grab you for a couple of minutes? And honestly, Kat, like normally with those social media production videos, when you see them, normally there's about an hour or 2 of work that goes into them. That video was the sole 40 seconds you saw and that was it. Izzy just did it live.
It was a one-take wonder. You said to him, hey, this is what I'm thinking. He said, no worries, I got you.
Let's do it. Yeah, unreal. And shout out to Kurt and Oren, who are champion fellas, very good footballers in their own rights, but champion fellas who I absolutely love. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, Kat, with the day that the Dolphins signed Izzy Katoa, I sort of posted saying that this will be the Dolphins' biggest signing. There's something special about this kid. And the other day was the first time I've met him and spent time with him. And I don't want it to be understated. He is the most impressive 20-year-old I've ever met in my entire life.
No, I completely agree. He was so articulate. Yeah. He had a way of answering questions very, very maturely for his age. And obviously, we meet loads of these guys in passing or in different jobs, and not all of them can string sentences together the way that he can. And I think he can just articulate himself beyond his years. And that's probably a testament to where he sees himself in that club and where he wants to go with that club, because he has the makings of a captain for sure.
He genuinely could be the captain of that club within a couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what made me really excited, and we're going to talk about it a lot over the next few weeks, but I am so glad that his ears are blue, because I have no doubt whatsoever he's going to be wearing sky blue. Not this year. Well, I hope it's not this year, because I don't think he's quite ready for it.
Yeah.
But over the next few years, I just feel so confident in this kid. And I've said it a few times over the last few years, and meeting him the other day just reinforced everything I've ever thought about him.
Yeah.
When you have a look through the history of like international rugby league, Kat, your Tonga, Samoa, these sort of sides, like they've always had great sides, but they're lacking halves.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think Izzy Katoa, he's going to be a turning point of international rugby league. Like Wolfie, who's going to be coaching next year, he's the coach of Tonga as well. It's going to turn Tongan rugby league on its head. This kid is so special. Very, very exciting, and 3 fantastic blokes to have a chat with. I'll tell you what, Oren Keeley, low-key,
what a
he is a
personality.
cult hero waiting to emerge. I love this guy.
Yeah, and you're going to see in the interview that follows, but he just has such a great personality.
Yeah.
And you can see them grow more comfortable on camera as the interview continues. But it was good. We decided to speak to the 3 of them together, let them bounce off each other a little bit, and I think it kind of writes itself when you do that.
100%. And these 3 boys showed up, as I said, it was open slather. They didn't ask what the questions were. They didn't ask to prepare. They just went, let's just chat. Let's just do it, which is just, it's so good to see in entertainment, but in sport in particular. And I think also it kind of showed, Kat, that we've earned these guys' trust, that they know we're not going to short ball and they know we're not going to take them out of context, all that sort of stuff. They were very comfortable, which was great to see.
No, we definitely weren't in there to do anything other than have a chat, get to know them, make sure you can get to know them too. So we asked them just some fun questions about the club dynamic and best dress, worst dress, all that kind of stuff. The fun stuff that I think at the end of the day, everybody's a little curious what they
100%.
think and what the banter is like amongst the boys. And the biggest takeout, I think, is how well they do all get along.
Yep.
And they've got a nice mix of older and younger guys, and there's clearly a lot of respect within the group. But the one thing that especially Oren kept saying was that there's really good banter with the boys, and you look at their performances recently, and it's very clear that they've got a good dynamic in that team, and it's working for them. Yeah,
for sure. And it's it's something that I probably don't think about enough, that you've got guys there like Jesse Bromwich, who's 34 years old,
exactly.
Oren, who's 19, 20. Like that's a 15-year age gap. Like
it's a lot.
It's a fucking heap.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Like I had a few beers on the weekend with guys that were 18, 19, and like there's a gaping hole between us.
Yeah.
Like what we're doing in life, what we're interested. So like the way they've made it all work in the franchise second year of existence is and Oren's only just arrived there too. He wasn't there last year.
Yeah.
And he arrived this year from the Newcastle Knights. It's a very good signing, very good young kid. Enough, Kat. Should we just rip the Band-Aid off?
Yeah. So here you go. Here is the interview with the 3 boys. Enjoy, and I'm excited for you to see it too.
Fins up.
Fins up.
All right, we're coming to you live from KO Stadium, and I'll tell you what, I'm very thankful. 3 New South Welshmen from a Queensland club. Doesn't get much better than this. How are we, boys?
No, good. I think all the boys are freshened up over the long weekend. Pretty excited for Magic Round now. an answer?
Yeah, I'm feeling unreal. Looking forward to the first Magic Round. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel good.
Love it. We're going to take turns like that each time you answer a question. No. Well, it's my first Magic Round too, so I'm really excited for this. I've got some advice from people who've been before, but guys, the man of the moment is Wayne Bennett. Everybody's talking about him. What is it like being coached by Wayne, and just the experience in general?
He doesn't really do anything too special or too over the top. I think he's got a way of, I guess, giving you a lot of confidence, in yourself. You see with all the players that, we recruited over here. A couple of examples like Cody, he's come and turned around his career. He's obviously worked with Cody before at the Broncos. Jermaine, obviously with the year he had last year, and I think he just has a way to connect with you on a personal level, and that definitely helps when you can go out there and, play with a lot of confidence, knowing that your coach backs you a lot. So I think, he definitely gives you a lot of confidence to go out there and just, I guess, be yourself, and, you don't have to, like when we had Trey come in, he didn't want Trey to come in and be hammer. He just wanted Trey to come in and be himself. So there's a perfect example of, what he can do for the boys.
Yeah, it's a hard question to answer, that one. You get asked it all the time, but yeah, I think he's really good at just, he'll lift you up when you need it, but then he'll tell you straight down the barrel when you need to be told something. So I've been on the back of that a few times.
Is there a Wayne Bennett spray that stands out? If not to one of you, to someone?
Pre-season one.
Yeah, my first pre-season, or the first time I even seen him, I done this kick and he's, who the F's this bloke? And then a couple of sessions later, I done no look pass, and then he's calling me Benji Marshall, telling me I'm never going to be Benji and stuff like that.
Boys, obviously CBAs could be anything's big thing for me. The three of you, young blokes coming through. What's some advice you would give to young guys sort of coming into first grade at the moment?
For me, like I feel like I have talked to some financial advisors and stuff like that, and where to put my money, setting up bank accounts to save and not spend all my money, because we're pretty privileged to earn the money we get such at a young age. And I think, yeah, you just got to be smart with it as soon as you get here, I think, and that's what I've done.
Very good answer. I'm impressed. You had Blue Wealth Property come up here a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
They sponsor one of our shows. Good
Loves
guys.
Avo. He loves Avo. Yeah. he's still off Avo that he's come here, but no, he's happy for him. But like Oren said, I think, yeah, just as a young kid coming into the league, we're all, pretty young and have been fortunate enough to play a couple of NRL games. But I think it's just been massive for us to, I guess, just be smart. I'm one that loves to spend money and probably spends a bit too much on clothes and food and stuff. So
And the dogs are expensive too.
That dog, bro, he cost me that much. I'm about ready to get rid of him. No, jokes. But yeah, no, definitely. It's just about, I guess, finding a balance between, I guess, your own personal spending and making sure you're setting yourself up for the future.
Speaking of setting yourself up, game day rituals, is there anything in particular that stands out in either of your game day rituals?
I'll hand it over to this bloke, because he's got a few.
Nah, well, for me, like, I don't know, wake up, come do a nice bath. It's not really like I have to do it. It's just now a routine that I've done like all year. And the boys, or Tommy Gilbert especially, gives it to me because I'm a thinker. I meditate and I breathe when I get to the game. And every time I pump him in ping pong, he always says, "Oh, go and F off and meditate" when I beat him. So yeah, I don't really have I don't really.
So before the Warriors trial game, we're sitting in the sheds, and he's asking me for a hotspot. I'm going, "Why do you need the hotspot?" He goes, "Mate, I just need to listen to this soft music so I can meditate." I said, "Brother, I'm about to play a game. Pump yourself up." He probably wants to be meditating on the game.
I like it. Are you a Wim Hof guy? You know Wim Hof method?
No, I've listened to that, but I've literally done this one breathing technique for so long, and Kurt's just been an idiot. But I was in New Zealand and I could not turn my data on. No one would help me get my data. So when I'd ask them, they'd get the shit with me. So I was like, "Kurt, can you help me?" And he looks at me, he's like, oh. And he doesn't listen to music. And then he's like into me and ripping into me and following me around and going, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm just doing my thing. Come on, just leave me alone."
Now, speaking of doing your thing, your try that you scored the other week, surely he's copped a bit, hasn't he?
Nah, yeah. I feel like...
I thought you'd won the lotto when you crossed.
To be fair, like I was on for I think I defended a set and then we got the ball and then I just pushed up and then obviously it was against my old club and first try, I honestly didn't think. I'm a little bit embarrassed by it, to be fair. I would never do that and I live with it now. It's all right.
I loved it.
You know what? We were talking. We went to a cafe on our day off. He actually told me, if I score this week, I'm absolutely not layering up. Literally, first thing he does, he gets up and he does a swan dive first, and then carries on after. But nah, all the boys love it, and we understood, the feeling and the emotion that went through it. It's against his old club. It's his first NRL try, so I think we actually loved it, but he probably got in a bit of trouble from the coaches. But we won't talk about that.
Classic Sportswear, they make your jerseys. They're also a sponsor of the Kat-Chup. I want to talk a bit about style, fashion, all those things. You were talking about it before, so I know it's something you guys do talk about. Let's talk best and worst dressed on the team.
Best dressed?
Yeah.
I want to give my best dress to Jermaine. But yeah, I don't know. He must have a big contract because he's on too much money because he's got all the grouse designer and stuff. And worst dressed, I'm going Tom Gilbert. Some of the stuff he wears is shocking. I've seen him wear skinny jeans with rips in them. So
best dressed for me. I'd have to go Izzy. Izzy's a bit like him and Jermaine wear similar stuff. And worst dress goes to Mason Teague, definitely. He smells when he comes to training, and he wears the worst clothes ever.
That's personal. Best dress.
You can say yourself, mate.
No. I think we'll try and give someone different than Jermaine. Just trying to think.
don't say Herbie.
Oh no, you don't need to give Herbie any compliments. Who else has actually got a pretty good style? Tessie's he's a clean freak too. So he probably showers about 5 times a day. He's got his own facial routine, and he's good. And probably worst dressed. Probably Michael Wonga. He'll hate me for that. Probably Michael Wonga, because he thinks he dresses good, but.
Well, that was going to be my next question. You give me your best and your worst. I want you to tell me who thinks they've got the best.
Oh, no. Who thinks they've got the best is Herbie. Herbie for sure. He thinks he dresses the best. He thinks, mind you, he probably does have a lot of expensive stuff with the money he's on. But yeah, Herbie's probably up there.
Oh, there is one person. Jerry tries to put a bit of style on. Jerry Simbican. He tries to put a bit of style on. I reckon he's up there.
Herbie's come up a little bit. Obviously, number 1 in Roasty's Hottest 100. Is it brought up quite a bit?
Yeah, I always get into him about it, and he reckons that he doesn't look at it, but he knows, and he runs with it. He thinks he's killing it.
He loves himself too. He loves all the attention from that.
So how would you describe the team camaraderie and the way that you guys feel when you're all together as a team? Do you think it's evolved really quickly, given that it is a younger club?
Yeah, I reckon we're a pretty tight-knit group, especially last year when we started off, we had an army camp. And I feel like after that, it brought everyone so close together, and whenever we have team functions, everyone wants to be there. And yeah, I feel like we're a pretty close group, even from the older boys right through to the younger boys. Everyone can have a laugh and a joke, so yep.
Yeah, I think Kurt just touched on it just then. Like our older boys probably act more immature than the younger boys. Felice Kofusi. They're awesome. They just have, I guess, they have a way of bringing together, an older squad with the younger boys in the squad. So, and it just makes everyone just feel like, I guess, we're a brotherhood here. I think, we've definitely been building pretty nicely over the last 2 years, and it's something that we definitely keep. We always go and play golf together. We're going to cafes together on our day off, and it's all the little things that they end up. I guess we're getting to reap the rewards on the field when when you need someone to turn up for you, or that's when it kind of really counts.
For me, yeah, I've only been at Newcastle and now here, but I feel like you can talk as much shit to the youngest player in the squad to the highest in the squad, and that's like good because you want to have that, and you want to have that banter with everyone. And yeah, like the boys already touched on it, like everyone's layering up and talking a lot of shit to each other, so yeah, it's pretty funny.
Boys, the man of mystery, your head coach, we're not quite sure what he's doing next year because he likes to keep us all in the dark. But your coach for next year, you've obviously had a bit more to do with him, obviously via Tonga and whatnot. Talk to us about him.
Yeah, he's awesome. I think the best thing about him is he's actually really similar to how Wayne coaches. They agree on a lot of things, and they do see eye to eye with a lot of things in footy terms. And yeah, I guess it's a good opportunity for him, to come through as an NRL coach. He's still pretty fresh in his, obviously, NRL coaching career, but he's had a lot of success over in the UK and with the Tongan team as well. So I think he's, like Kurt said with Wayne, he knows when to, give you a rap when you need it, but he also knows how to bring you straight back down to square one. So he has that, same ability as a coach. So we're pretty confident. Obviously losing Wayne isn't ideal, but that was that's what they plan to do. When they first signed Wayne. But yeah, I think the boys will agree with me. He's pretty awesome. He's a bit similar to Wayne, where he likes to get to know you on a personal level, and does get to take the time out of his day to you know, kind of meet your family and, you know, ask you how you're going and what life is like outside of footy. I think that's what makes the best coaches, is when they care about you away from footy.
Said perfectly. Okay, quick fire round. What is your go-to cheat meal?
It is KFC. However, we do play a lot of late games where when we're finished and when we're way home, KFC's closed. So I've been going to Macca's a fair bit.
Yeah, KFC and Macca's, but if it's during the week, I don't mind a Porto. A Porto's my go-to. So.
Mine's just ice cream. I don't really go to Macca's or KFC. I just eat heaps of ice cream and chocolate.
Boys, the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Mine's probably just like be myself, like be comfortable within my own skin, because I feel like if I try and be someone else, like, I don't know, I'm not gonna, like, people aren't gonna know me for me. I'm loud and I talk a lot of shit, but once you get to know me, like, I've got your back if you got mine. So I just feel like being myself, like, is like very big for me, and it's gonna help me play football.
Yeah, mine was probably just to do what got me here. So now I'm here, I don't go away from that, and just stick to what I've been good at, what I've come through being good at, and yeah, just make sure my identity is who I am, and that's what I want to keep through my career. So yeah.
I guess for me, I was pretty fortunate enough to have my brother play in the NRL and play a few games for Penrith and the Bulldogs, and something he always said to me was, you know, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, and it's stuck with me right from when I was a kid, you know, growing up playing footy. I guess I'm pretty fortunate enough to be, you know, pretty talented and you know, pretty gifted, but I think for me it was a matter of, I guess, keeping my head down and not listening to that and not reading into, you know, you're the best kid or you're the best player coming through the grades. It was always about, I guess in a way it made me work harder to, I guess, stay there. And I just knew, yeah, with my brother and my dad, you know, they wanted, you know, I guess tough love. You know, I never really got any compliments from them, but I knew that, you know, they only wanted the best for me, and that was something. Yeah, that's something that's just always stuck with me. It was, you know, hard work always beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So
That's really good advice. That's good advice for anyone, not just athletes. I think just working hard in general. All right, last question. It's a classic, but it's a good one. You can have 3 people at dinner with you, dead or alive. Who are you picking? You can have a minute to think.
I've got to be careful with my answer here. I've got to be careful with my answer. Wait, anyone?
Anyone. The world is your oyster.
Spaniard. He would have Spaniard.
I'd have Spaniard at mine.
Yeah, for sure.
Who would I go with? I know one is Tiger Woods. I love my golf, so I'd love to sit down.
Dude, tell them your Tiger Woods fact.
Oh, yeah, so the bloke that won the Open a few weeks ago, you know, in order for him
Scotty.
stay...
Scotty.
Was it Scotty Scheffler? Yeah, in order for him
I think I can see
to
the stat.
catch up to Tiger's consecutive...
It's some stupid number. What's he have to do?
He has to stay at number 1 for the next 13 years.
Holy.
Yeah.
To catch up to Tiger.
Yeah.
He's got to
He's
stay.
played like 28 rounds and he hasn't hit a bogey.
Yeah.
And the only thing that stopped Tiger was Tiger, realistically.
himself. Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah, that's crazy. 13 years. He's got to stay at top, at number 1.
So Tiger Woods?
Tiger Woods is 1. Dan Carter. I always loved Dan Carter as a kid growing up. And Joey Johns.
Joey?
Joey Johns. Yeah, I love Joey Johns.
No, 3. Just hold it. I'd go LeBron James, Kevin Hart, and yeah, probably Tiger Woods. He'd be pretty cool to sit down with, I reckon.
What's that fellow off Wolf of Wall Street?
Oh, yeah.
The actual guy?
Yeah, the actual guy.
What's his name?
Jordan Belfort, yeah.
He'd be a weapon.
I'm going to go...
He'd be actually a weapon.
my first one, Spaniard. I don't think I've ever missed a video. I love him. So, Spaniard. And then I'd go Margaret Robbie. I think I could probably use my words with her, I reckon. And then
He thinks he's got a chance.
and then Jordan Belfort, I think, yeah, we would have a good
That's a
time.
pretty good deal.
That's unreal.
That's a loose crew.
That's a good deal. I'll wait that.
Boys, very last one. You got an away game. Who's the last bloke you want to room with at the Dolphins?
Wait, and be honest.
Honest.
Because I know there's some
Honest
people,
answer.
I know who you were going to say.
Oh. No, who it is. You know, just answer that one. Who's the last? Who's the last
In the
person?
whole squad?
Whole squad. I'm going Mason Teague. He smells like that. His hygiene's not the best.
Has anyone told Mason he smells? Or?
No, I did the other day.
All the time.
Yeah, probably Mason Teague for me.
The last person I'd want to room with. Actually, Connolly. Oh my God. This guy, he snores the loudest. Oh my God. You can honestly hear, you could probably hear it through your own dream. His snoring is that loud. You ask anyone that was in his tent at army camp, they could not fall asleep because of his snoring.
Actually, mine would be Tommy Gilbert. Only because he makes it personal with me. He's always ripping into me, but then no one sees the nice side of him and everyone just thinks he's always ripping into me. So I reckon as a roommate, anything I do, he'd be just ripping into me about it. Anything.
They butt heads.
I got out of the shower the other day and I walked through the locker room and he started yelling at me because I was dripping, but everyone else does it. Everyone else does it, but he yelled at me.
That's personal.
But he does, he does. I know he likes me. He's a good fella. I like him too. It's all good love.
Boys, we won't take up any more of your time. We appreciate it. Appreciate the time you've given us and whatnot. And best of luck this weekend.
Thanks for having us.
All right, done and dusted. It was so good to have the three boys on there. Once again, shout out to the Dolphins social media team. They were absolutely fantastic. Everyone that helped us out there, Amir and his team are brilliant. Shout out to the three boys, Izzy, Kurt and Oren, fantastic guys who I'm really looking forward to watching over the next few years. And Kat, to be honest with you organised that entire thing. So thank you to you. It was unreal.
It was really fun. And I have to thank Classic Sportswear too, who they make the jerseys for the Dolphins and they've obviously got a great relationship with them and we're going to be doing a bit more with them moving forward. They're unreal team as well. And Amir was great too. We got to have lunch with some of the boys after and it was just nice spending a bit of time around the club. And, I have to mention the moment that Herbie Farnworth looked through the I don't think he wants me to tell you this, but we were sitting eating lunch and the boys had all run past where we were eating and Herbie had run past and then come back and put his head up to the glass and waved. And I'm like, wow, he really likes Guru. Or does he think that he's roasty?
Well, I straight away, at the time I waved back and in my head I went, he thinks I'm roasty. He 100% thinks I'm roasty and he's waving at me because I gave him the hottest 100 #1 spot. That's 100% what's happened here. I said it to Kempy yesterday. He's like, nah, bro, no, Herbie's a champion. He would 100% know who you are. He watches bloke and everything, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I'm still not buying it. I'm pretty confident he thought I was roasty. I'll take it.
No, I think he knew who you were.
The amount of people out there that would give their right arm for Herbie to wave at him, I don't give a fuck who he thinks I am. As long as I get that wave.
I was just gassed to be sitting next to you for that.
He's a damn good sort, Herbie Farnworth, and no shock to anyone. But yeah, that was funny, but I'm pretty confident he thought I was roasty. Shout out to Roasty too, who burned me across every social media he could this weekend.
He definitely did. But
burnt the village.
But I think Herbie waving through the glass, once again, just another sign of how nice these guys are. They've got an awesome vibe as a club. They're super low key. They're just doing their jobs. They're just enjoying it. And I think they're going to reap reward from that. But once again, thank you to Classic Sportswear. Thank you to the Dolphins for letting us in the club. And hopefully we can do a bit more of this stuff moving forward. Fins up.
Fins up, baby.